My name is Dr. Amay Sonavne, and I'm a consultant gastroenterologist and a hepatologist at Apollo Hospitals, Navi Mumbai. Today, we'll be talking about hepatitis. So, before we start with hepatitis, we should know something about the liver. Liver is a very important organ. It is located in the upper abdomen and it has got two lobes, the right lobe and the left lobe. It is a chemical factory of the body and it performs certain very important functions which include production of bile, detoxification, especially of ammonia, and production of proteins, glycogens, and clotting factors. Any inflammation of the liver is in generally termed as hepatitis. Now there are various causes of hepatitis and these causes will come to in the later part. So what symptoms are do patients with hepatitis present? They can have no symptoms at all or at times can have jaundice, loss of appetite, tiredness, fatigability, vomiting, or even abdominal pain. There are two types of hepatitis. One is an acute hepatitis and the other is chronic hepatitis. Acute hepatitis lasts less than 6 months and it is usually self-limiting. Chronic hepatitis lasts for more than 6 months and it can cause scarring of the liver, cirrhosis of liver, and at times even liver cancer. So what are the causes of hepatitis that we have? The most common cause of hepatitis is hepatitis B and C, which can cause chronic hepatitis, and hepatitis A and E, which can cause acute viral hepatitis. The other causes include fatty liver, alcohol-related hepatitis, certain genetic conditions like Wilson's disease and hemochromatosis, drug-induced liver injury, the new kid on the block, which is fatty liver-related hepatitis or steatosis, and other causes. So what are the causes of hepatitis? The causes of hepatitis include viral hepatitis, which includes hepatitis A, B, C, D, and E, alcohol-related hepatitis, certain medications and toxin-related hepatitis, certain bacterial and parasitic-related hepatitis, autoimmune hepatitis, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease-related hepatitis, and common genetic conditions like Wilson's disease and hemochromatosis. Now let us talk about viral hepatitis. Viral hepatitis A and E are considered together. They cause acute infections and usually self-limited infections. They usually spread by the fecal-oral route, and how do you prevent it is by ensuring that you have adequate sewage disposal, the water intake that you have is clear and clean, as well as you should maintain hygiene. Usually viral hepatitis A affects children. Viral hepatitis E presents similar like viral hepatitis A, but affects slightly more elder children or adolescents. Unlike viral hepatitis A and E, viral hepatitis B and C are chronic viral hepatitis, and they usually spread by the transplacental route, that is from mother to child, by sharing infected needles or blades, through blood transfusions, or through the sexual route. Viral hepatitis B is in fact preventable by a vaccine, and viral hepatitis C nowadays, since the last 4 to 5 years, has got a cure rate, depending upon the genotype, almost up to 90 to 96% cure rates across various genotypes. Alcohol is the most common cause of hepatitis as well as cirrhosis in India, and it all depends upon the duration and the quantity of alcohol that you consume. So the safe drinking levels or the safe drinking amount for any male is less than 3 to 4 drinks per day, up to less than 14 drinks per week. And for women, it is 2 to 3 drinks per day to up to less than 7 drinks per week. So what constitutes one drink? One drink is equal to 25 to 30 ml of gin, rum, vodka, whiskey, which is equal to 125 ml of around wine, which is equivalent to around 250 to 300 ml of beer. So this excessive drinking of any of these alcoholic products can give rise to alcoholic fatty liver, as well as alcoholic steatohepatitis, as well as alcoholic cirrhosis and liver cancers. There are certain drugs which can cause hepatitis, which include paracetamol when they are taken in a very high amount, certain other drugs like antibiotics, drugs that are used as for epilepsy, that is anti-epileptic drugs, drugs that are used for tuberculosis, oral contraceptive pills, lipid-lowering statin drugs, and certain herbal medications. So all these can also give rise to hepatitis. Now the new kid on the block, which is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, also causes accumulation of fat in the liver and resultant hepatitis. And NAFLD, which is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, is associated with obesity, insulin resistance, diabetes mellitus, metabolic syndrome, and being overweight. Now, the best way to prevent non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is to ensure that you have adequate diet, you exercise regularly, ensure that your diet is less in fats and carbohydrates, and have a weight loss. Also, there are certain autoimmune conditions which can give rise to hepatitis, which is commonly called as autoimmune hepatitis, and this is diagnosed by certain blood tests and liver function tests. There are certain genetic diseases which causes hepatitis, which includes Wilson's disease and hemochromatosis, which is because of excessive copper as well as iron in the body respectively. So on this occasion of World Hepatitis Day, let us pledge that all our livers are safe and ensure that we are in good health. Thank you.